The 1990s occupy a peculiar position in nutritional history, representing both the peak of diet culture's influence on mainstream food choices and the beginning of the end for many assumptions about what constitutes healthy eating. The decade gave rise to an entire industry built around the premise that dietary fat was categorically harmful, that calories were the only metric that mattered for weight management, and that satisfying hunger was less important than minimizing energy intake. Grocery stores filled with products engineered to contain minimal fat and calories, regardless of taste, satiety, or nutritional completeness. Marketing positioned these items as health foods, despite their reliance on added sugars, artificial ingredients, and processing techniques that stripped away nutrients while preserving shelf stability. Current nutritional understanding has moved substantially beyond the simplistic fat phobia and calorie obsession that defined 1990s diet culture. Research accumulated over the past 3 decades demonstrates that dietary fat is not uniformly harmful, that some fats are essential for health, and that extremely low-calorie eating often backfires by triggering compensatory hunger and metabolic adaptations. The evolution reflects not just better science, but a shift away from viewing food primarily through the lens of restriction toward recognizing that sustainable healthy eating requires satisfaction, adequate nutrition, and balance, rather than deprivation. Examining specific products and trends that dominated 1990s health food culture reveals how far nutritional thinking has progressed and why current recommendations emphasize quality, satisfaction, and long-term sustainability over simple calorie and fat minimization. Low-calorie frozen dinners. The 1990s freezer aisle offered dozens of frozen dinner options marketed for weight management, many containing fewer than 300 calories per meal. These dinners positioned themselves as convenient solutions for calorie-conscious consumers. The products achieved their low-calorie counts through small portions, minimal fat, and limited protein, resulting in meals that fit restrictive calorie budgets but failed to provide adequate satiety. The predictable outcome was that consumers felt hungry shortly after eating these meals, often requiring additional food to feel satisfied. Someone eating a 250-calorie frozen dinner for lunch might consume comparable calories in snacks throughout the afternoon, trying to manage persistent hunger. The net result was equivalent or higher total caloric intake without the satisfaction of a properly portioned regular meal. Current recommendations prioritize adequate protein and fiber in meals because these nutrients promote satiety and help maintain stable blood sugar. A meal containing 400 to 500 calories with substantial protein and fiber produces better appetite control than a 250-calorie meal lacking these nutrients. Low-fat salad dressings and spritzers. The fear of dietary fat extended even to salad dressings, despite the fact that most traditional dressings use olive oil or other sources of unsaturated fats. Low-fat and fat-free dressings proliferated, many formulated with thickeners, artificial flavors, and added sugars to compensate for the taste and texture that fat normally provides. Spray dressings took this further, offering products that delivered minimal calories through multiple sprays that left salads barely coated. The irony is that the fat in traditional olive oil-based dressings serves multiple functions. It improves the absorption of fat-soluble vitamins, including A, D, E, and K, that vegetables contain. It provides satiety signals that help prevent overeating later. And it makes salads more palatable, increasing the likelihood that people will actually eat vegetables regularly, rather than viewing them as an unpleasant obligation. Research on fat-soluble vitamin absorption demonstrates that consuming vegetables with fat significantly increases nutrient bioavailability compared to eating them without fat. Someone eating a completely fat-free salad absorbs substantially less of the beneficial compounds vegetables provide. The modest caloric cost of traditional dressing represents a worthwhile investment in both nutrition and eating satisfaction. Margarine and butter substitutes. Margarine positioned itself as a heart-healthy butter alternative because it contained less saturated fat. What the marketing did not emphasize was that many 1990s margarine products achieved their consistency through partial hydrogenation, creating trans fats. Trans fats were later proven more harmful for cardiovascular health than saturated fat, increasing inflammation and raising LDL cholesterol while lowering beneficial HDL cholesterol. Spray butter products delivered butter flavor through propellants with minimal actual fat content. These products relied on artificial flavoring rather than actual dairy fat, producing something that bore little resemblance to butter beyond superficial taste. Current understanding recognizes that small amounts of real butter provide more satisfaction than larger quantities of artificial substitutes. The complete demonization of saturated fat that drove 1990s butter avoidance has been replaced with more nuanced recommendations. Fat-free potato chips with Olestra. Olestra represented the pinnacle of 1990s fat avoidance technology, a synthetic fat that provided the taste and texture of oil but passed through the digestive system unabsorbed. The FDA approved Olestra in 1996, and it quickly appeared in potato chips marketed as guilt-free indulgences. The reality proved less appealing. Olestra caused gastrointestinal distress in many consumers, including cramping and diarrhea, significant enough that products required warning labels. The fat-soluble vitamins that Olestra carried through the digestive system also passed unabsorbed. And the chips did not provide meaningful satiety, often leading to overconsumption. Few products still use Olestra, despite its continued FDA approval, reflecting consumer rejection of the trade-offs it required. Meal replacement shakes. Liquid meal replacements position themselves as scientifically formulated nutrition in a convenient format. Consumers were encouraged to replace 1 or 2 meals daily with shakes containing controlled calories and added vitamins. The marketing emphasized quick weight loss through calorie restriction without meal planning effort. The fundamental problem was that drinking meals does not produce the same satiety as eating solid food. Chewing, swallowing, and gastric distension from solid food all contribute to appetite regulation. Liquid calories bypass many of these satiety mechanisms. The shakes also failed to teach sustainable eating habits, meaning weight typically returned once people stopped using the products. Current weight management approaches emphasize building sustainable eating patterns using regular food rather than relying on meal replacement products. Fat-free desserts. Fat-free cookies, cakes, and other desserts proliferated under the assumption that removing fat made them healthier, despite often containing comparable sugar amounts. The products satisfied neither the desire for truly healthy food nor the craving for genuinely satisfying dessert. Many consumers compensated for disappointing taste by eating larger quantities, reasoning that fat-free status made overconsumption acceptable. The net result was often higher total caloric intake from eating multiple servings of mediocre fat-free dessert compared to eating a smaller portion of regular dessert. Current recommendations suggest eating smaller portions of foods you genuinely enjoy rather than larger quantities of unsatisfying substitutes. Chocolate-covered granola bars. Granola bars occupied an ambiguous category as snacks marketed as healthy, despite often containing comparable sugar content to candy bars. Chocolate-covered versions explicitly mimicked candy bars while claiming superiority through the presence of whole grains. Minimal fiber and protein combined with substantial sugar made these bars ineffective for sustained energy. The positioning of these products as health foods demonstrated how effectively marketing could exploit individual ingredients. The presence of oats allowed products to claim healthiness, despite overall nutritional profiles that differed little from conventional candy. The dietary patterns and products that dominated 1990s health food culture reflect assumptions about nutrition that have been substantially revised. The singular focus on fat and calorie minimization ignored the importance of satiety and nutritional completeness.